Hello, and welcome to the Eyewitness Report Show, where your concerns are brought to light. Today's episode is futuristic, but it's a future that will someday be a present for those in the future. It has to do with resources and how we use them. It is also one of the topics top on the United Nations priority list. I'm talking about alternative energy. Here in Nigeria, the most commonly used resource is oil. And with Nigeria's reputation as one of the world's largest oil producer and Africa's most populous nation, this should be something of interest to researchers, vehicle owners, and families. Basically, everyone should keep an eye on this. There was a time pictures of fuel scarcity flooded the Eyewitness platform. And that got me thinking, at what point do we need to be worried about the adequate supply of oil? When do we get to the point that reliance or over-reliance on oil becomes problematic? An increase in population will ultimately lead to the need to think of alternatives. One of such alternatives is biodiesel. Bio what, did you ask? Here's some information on biodiesel. Now, to the part that concerns you. Listen to these opinions from experts on biodiesel and the prospect of competitiveness between man and machine.
There's huge opportunity for ethanol. And right now in the country, you see a number of plants are coming up that use cassava, for example, for ethanol. One of them was just launched recently. The other one is jatropha. Jatropha is very good for you to get biodiesel. And so it's also a very good crop. Now, using sugarcane is also a very good way to get ethanol. So, but at the end of the day, it all depends on the price of petrol vis-a-vis the price of ethanol. So if the price works out well, you can always do it.
Yes, biodiesel is a very clean energy source. In the sense that by the time you have the oil, by the time you have the coal as sources of energy, they will soon drain away. And it's a good non-renewable source of energy. It's also very clean. But we also have other sources of renewable energy sources. If you now look at the issue of using the shrubs, using the various grasses and those things for energy generation, it's cheaper. But people are saying that we need to feed first before we really look at using the various vegetables, all those things, to convert it to energy. US has devoted over $1 billion on research on biodiesel. We have not done any research on this in this country. It's when we were able to do such research and see what will be the impact on food self-sufficiency that we can really consider on it. But nevertheless, it's a potential source of renewable energy generation. just like wind, just like solar, are also potential sources, which will not negatively impact on us. But people are also saying that, oh, why not use the biodiversity to generate organic manure, to generate organic fertilizer, rather than using it for as biodiesel. So it means that we need to strike a balance between the use of biodiversity for biodiesel vis-a-vis the use of biodiversity for manure, which can also assist agricultural production. That needs to be first of all done. And research needs to concentrate on this, just as US had done in the past. We need to first of all feed ourselves before using all those various biodiversity to generate energy. We have various sources. We have wind, we have solar. Those are basic sources which the government should really tap into, and the private sector too should be encouraged to tap into to generate a non-renewable energy source for this country.
We don't have sufficient for the mouth, talk less of having sufficient for the tank. So we need to discuss on how 64% of Nigerian populations who go to bed without 3 square meals will actually begin to achieve that. We need to begin to talk that it's different between quality food and just eating food. I mean, it's also the cow, the goats, the rams. So you are talking about, these are the people you are going to deny these substances when you said you want to stop using them for our day-to-day needs. No. Each standing tree takes care of over a lot of carbon monoxide, the flowers you have in your environment. So nature has provided us, the nature that gave us these mineral resources for us to use them for our needs has provided us other cushioning natural effects for it here. So let's keep that aside. But it's a complete threat to human existence. And we shouldn't do it. We shouldn't even go towards it, especially with the developing nations.